Hello everyone, this is Araphon playing Lady Night Saga. Last time we got to the top of the ancient power tower, beat a fallen goddess, and there was this thing on the roof that gave us some clues to fixing. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, the broken holy sword. Stella couldn't make much sense of it, but Raji suggested we come here, and here we are. Ah, it's Stella and Lady Raji. Do you need something from me? Yep, we have a nice little cutscene here. Raji says, I want to ask something, is that alright? Yes, of course, what is it? And recap. So ancient Gijutsus like technologies, arts, whatever. Yeah, holy sword. It shows up in legends. You want to fix it. Yeah, she doesn't feel too good about a sword that has a solar motif to it, being a vampire and all. But it could be handy if we put it back the way it was, so is it possible? Let's see. Kare kanemasu. I think kanerus say it's not beyond someone, so I think you should be able to figure out what it means. Yes, worth a try. So, probably can't fix it with ordinary materials. Not surprising. So, we have stars. Is that sand or desert? Either way. And star. It's blood fluid, literally, but blood. Yeah, two special materials. Star desert and star blood. If you could go search for those. Yeah, she'll figure out the other ingredients. So yeah, Reggie's repeating, these are the things we need. Don't have a clue where to find them, but yeah. Check, was that desert? Saga? Yep, that's desert. So yeah, the stellar desert, as the name says, is we could probably find in a desert. So yeah, just remember that, and if we're someplace like that, take a look. I don't think she'll say anything else at this point. Yeah. So we need to find those two ingredients. One of them is likely to be in a desert. The other one, who knows? I've also spent a bit of time off camera grinding, not for experience or money, but for materials. Not these. That's just sort of incidental along the way. Yeah, there are a number of creatures you can find in this forest that drop useful items that alchemy can turn into. Yeah, here's two of them now. The owls can drop those. I think I've been calling them owl tenderloins, the owl eagles. And didn't get any though. And those spiders can drop bug legs, and then there's the fungus monsters here, which we're not seeing at the moment, but those can drop mushroom spores, so if you put the owl tenderloin, the mushroom spore, and the bug leg together, you get a pop ship potion. I think it was also like 100 gold to make one, but that's well worth it. Those are the things that are half MP and HP recovery. But yeah, after fighting that goddess, I realized I really want more items on hand that can recover MP. Now, here's the mushrooms. And of course, everything here is trivial at this point, because this was the month 2 area, and we're now in month 6. But anyway, we take those back to Yukana. We head over to the west side of town, if the NPC gets out of the way, to the alchemy workshop. And yeah, item synthesis. There's also apple waters we can make, which are a little more expensive. These apple leaves we got back in the northern prairie, I think. The pure water from deep in the forest, you can farm that pretty easily. But yeah, these. You need one bug leg, one mushroom spore, and one owl tenderloin. I've made a couple of those. We're up to 21. That's enough that I don't feel too bad about using them. So we can also make magic tea. The ingredients for these are a little harder to come by. But there's been a number of monsters in the Pioneer area dungeons that have dropped these magic herbs, or grass, or however you want to say that. It's a pretty generic kanji there. These we've been getting mostly out of fireplaces. It's like cinders or ashes or something like that. But there's an easier way to get them now, which I didn't notice until just recently. Also, if we check the equipment... Yeah, we had that broken tiara we found. We could repair that with a fair chunk of gold and also some Moonlight Stones, which I think there were some monsters in the ancient tower that dropped those, but I don't have enough at the moment. You'd need 2 more. But yeah, this I think is an accessory. 10 defense, resists all physical damage types, resists all spirit damage types, so bludgeoning, smashing, piercing, fire, ice, wind, earth. That's pretty good defensively. But yeah, here, remember the old man in Gran that would make potions out of slimes? He's now set up outside of the alchemy shop here. With his creepy little laugh. But yeah, he's apparently picked up a bunch of trash you can use for alchemy. I mean, materials. But yeah, he's selling a bunch of stuff that isn't that hard to come by, but could be a bit tedious. So we got slime, we got bug lace, we've got magic oil, we've got cinders, we've got broken bottles, bomb liquids. Those were probably the most valuable, also highest price, but they're not that hard to come by in the Fire Dragon's Cave, so... And this is basically just if you want to save some time. There's the polishing powder. I'm not sure we can get that from monsters. I think it's mostly was from collection points in the mines. Some kind of bug thread. So, like spider silk, maybe? And water, which we can collect in the forest, but again, that's a bit tedious because you have to keep going in and out of the deeper section. But these I'm not sure you can get as monster drops, so if you want more of them, this is an easy way to get them. And he moved here in month 6, so before this he's in the capital making potions out of slime, which you can also do with alchemy in bulk, so kind of useless at this point to have him making potions, so he's come up with something new to do. Yeah. One man's trash is another man's treasure, basically. That's not a literal translation of that, but it's the gist of it. And yeah. So that leaves the questions, well, a few questions. One is, what are we going to do next? I think I'm going to go explore the Dark Ruins because, hey, there's another dungeon we haven't touched yet. The other thing is, we still don't have any clues to repairing, I think it was down at the bottom here, the staff that the goddess drops. It does not show up in the alchemy at all. There was no special hints to fixing it in the tower or anyone else, so that's, for now, a mystery. Alright, third destination from here is the Dark Ruins. So we're going to have this thing pop up again, and as usual, to avoid a scene, have everyone ride the same one, even if it's kind of forced. And here we are. No music. We have an outdoor place with the save point again. Let's see what's inside. Same music again. Okay, the first trial. Let's see, the path for you to continue, and this is rather archaic you. Will only be opened through your own feet. Okay, so this seems like the puzzle dungeon. It's the Dark Ruins, first floor. Alright, our first taste of the monsters. Weren't these in the Fire Dragon's Cave, the treasure knockers? I think these are the ones that tend to run away but give you a lot of money if they don't. No, those are something else. Okay. New monsters then. This looks like an inactive teleporter. Yep, no reaction. Okay, we have new monsters again. Une. It's not really a word, that's kind of like an onomatopoeia for something that's like... une. Yeah, what word am I thinking of? Isn't that kind of writhes or wriggly? And since this is the Dark Ruins, let's try light. That didn't seem super effective, but it was effective enough. Got Nume skins, that's like a slimy skin. We've got evil eggs again. So those aren't just from the succubi. Over here we have a treasure, which is a Moonlight Stone. So one more of those so we can fix the tiara. I don't know, maybe those were in treasures and not as monster drops. But yeah, they're saying something about trusting your feet. So I'm kind of expecting there to be invisible paths. Or something along those lines. Or not. Okay. Daedon. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, other than some kind of snails. Well, let's try Alchemy. That's the multi-target light spell. And some slimy noises out of them. That was pretty effective, but also is the strongest spell she has, so... It could just be that it's just that strong a spell. Okay, so it looks like here we just step on these and it makes bridges appear. And this is... yeah, Earth. That was one of those gems, isn't it? These things that we could buy all the way back in Jinkid, so... Not especially impressive, but we'll take it. Oh, that was just more snails, but we learned something called Jalam. I think that was a high-end holy spell. Yeah, single target, massive damage, holy. Same MP cost as the multi-target light spell, so it ought to be pretty good. And of course, the last bridge is all the way over there. And presumably there will be something in here that will... Okay, not right away. I was expecting to find something to activate that teleporter outside, but possibly once you get through here it becomes a shortcut. There's a jar here. What is this jar? Okay, the jar is making noise. The jar attacked. And yeah, it's a jar. Let's try not magicking it for now. Okay, that's the multi-target earth spell. So that kind of hurt. Okay, the jar breaks, the path opens. Yeah, Queelie did not take much damage because she has earth resist and also a ton of spirit. I might want to switch up some of the others. Well, she has Earth Resist, but she's also using the... I have her with the faster experience thing, which gives her no defense, really. But no, that's magic, so that doesn't matter. Might want to switch the ice to earth here, though. Don't have another one? Yeah, I shuffled things around so everyone except Stella now has Earth Resist. And Stella has pretty good spirit, so it should be pretty okay. And yeah, the jar attacks. Let's try some electric on it. Yeah, that's still pretty strong. But yeah, that's why I have multi-target healing magic. Yeah, I'm assuming once I get through here, it'll open up a shortcut so I don't have to do this every time. Plus, the jar should stay beaten regardless. And this time it doesn't even use magic. Yeah, these are kind of scary at first, but... Now, some of them are saying things. I think that one's saying it's going to eat me. Good luck with that, buddy. You don't even really have a mouth. And there it goes. Yeah, these don't even qualify as mini-bosses. They're just obstacles, really. No, this is still going. Okay, let's try to get through here. We're back to the previous trick. Oh, look, we've also got jars. That was a creepy laugh. So I guess we're just mixing the tricks and traps here. Again, I just skipped through the dialogue, but I think that said I'm not letting you through here. And this is locked. Normal key. Seems to be a normal lock, so someone with the skill might be able to open it. So if we get someone who can pick locks, then maybe. Yeah. That's technically a treasure. Nameru-naya. Don't underestimate me. That one didn't even actually attack, it just stood there and did nothing. The Yosuo-miru. Okay, we've got new monsters again. The Taranji-san. So, Old Man Tarantula. Conserve MP with Kaylee for now. Okay, these seem to have a lot of health, but not seeing any interesting attacks out of them so far. That was sort of interesting. Can't hit twice. Okay, not that way. Okay, this looks more important. Will it be stronger? Probably not. Ichizoku no urami harasu. Okay, I will avenge the... Yeah. This is a special pot. This is the high quality pot. Or... Yeah, I think that has something to do with quality or something along those lines. But anyway, it's saying it's going to avenge the resentments of its people. What would be good against a pot? Let's try the light sword. We can attack up the party with her. Try an ice slash. She has some bludgeoning things that should work pretty well. That's a self-defense boost. Let's just try her basic thing. And attack down. That was decent damage. Barber's War Dance. And all my standard attacks seem to be doing pretty well. Let's agility up. And defense down that thing. The wing song. Okay, multi-target fire. And it's dead already. So, at best a mini-boss. I'm still going to heal, just in case. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more efficient to use 2 of those than 1 of the stronger one. Okay, and we are at the second trial. Power is not everything. Make is that Naomi? Yeah, Naomi is to be worried or troubled, so make worry, thinking, and luck your allies. Okay, we have a Morning Star. That's probably a hammer class weapon. And it is. It's pretty good. It's not as strong as the... what do they call that? The beatdown. It does give us defense up instead of defense down. So, right, that's why Barber's defense is so up. Because not only am I not using actual defensive armor, she's using this, which is minus 14. Doesn't seem to have really mattered, though. She's not getting hit physically that much. But yeah, I suspect if we come over here, this will be... yep, warp back to the top. Okay, so it's one way. But still, we shouldn't need to do all the tricks and traps again. Anyway, we have a new creature. Kamashina... is that Annai? Yeah, Annai, Guidance Swing. So, the Guider of Souls. Sounds like a Grim Reaper kind of thing. Not terribly strong, though. There was only 1 of it. But yeah, this is all active. It will presumably stay active if we even come back, which is exactly what I'm planning on doing. But yeah, this has been our first taste of the Dark Ruins, and it does seem like it's going to be the puzzle-heavy dungeon of the 3. Well, 4 if you count the Fire Dragon's Cave. So kind of unsettling that there's no music here. Regardless, this has been Arafalon playing Lady Night Saga, and next time we will continue to explore the Dark Ruins. Until then.